Good afternoon, traders, and welcome to this video on Reddit. Reddit had an IPO last year in about March and had a low of about $40, put in a high this year in February of $230, has been in a corrective market structure since February. And I just want to show you all these predetermined levels that I've already marked up just for the sake of speed and efficiency. And we came perfectly in to this 786. Okay, and this is where we got our initial bounce from $80. And since that bounce from this $80 mark, we basically stayed inside of a range, which unfortunately has actually been broken today. But previously, because I've had this marked on the chart for nearly 2 weeks, but I never got round to posting the video. So we've been inside of this range, which comprises of bouncing between the value area low into the point of control up to the value area high and all the way back down to the value area low and so on. You get the picture. And then even getting a bounce off of this point of control. And in the pre-market, we actually had price above this range, and markets opened and we've kind of jumped up 12, 13, 14%. So with that said, we are bullish on Reddit even before I saw this move here. So I was bullish when I saw this, and I've marked out a few potential targets. So I'm going to take away the higher time frame range. The green box is there is because we have a gap in between these candles, essentially. So I just want to show you. Okay, this is a pull from the low to the high. So we have here this zone of around about 166. We also have, which we've just tapped one of them, we also have, we've hit them now. I was going to say we also have quarterly pivots because when I turned my charts on before the market opened, these hadn't been touched, but now they've been touched, so they're not relevant. Okay, I can take those off. But we did have quarterly pivots above us. So we have this 166, 172 level. I also had the TR expansion that comes in at 160, 164. And in addition to that, I have some gaps. There's a gap here, which is coming in at 150. And also we have the gaps to the downside as well. Also, quite beautifully, we did actually have a gap here all the way down at $82. And that actually got filled by the wick here when we were in this at the end of the correction. So that was pretty technical and beautifully done. In addition to that, I just want to say that on the upside, let me just take these away so it doesn't look so confusing. On the upside, I have these targets where we can see we have we're going to have a little bit of resistance, probably a little bit of profit taking up here, and can pretty much expect something like basically something like that. And we pretty much need to see how we respond up here, how we react up here, because I do expect price to be going higher than here. But as far as the data we have in front of us, i.e. the candles, the charts, and so on, right now, I don't have enough information to make a determination beyond this level personally. Now you can see how quick we moved down and how we moved up here, which is why you get these candles and they're just going to rip to the upside real quick, because there was no price action here. There was no buyers and selling activity here. Okay, so we didn't get these build-ups like we do here, where you can see the prices like this and so on. So here it was just like, probably a news story, for example, to get the move up, and some of a news-related reason for the move down, not necessarily about Reddit, but just the market or the economy overall. So with that said, we have targets up at the 170s. So you should definitely, be looking to take some profits here and probably get a pullback here and look to re-enter. But if we are, sitting on our hands at the moment and we don't have any of this, the best thing that we can do is probably wait for a close, and look for price to come back into, this range, because we're probably going to come in and back test this range. Let's just put that back on. Yeah, so we have, like, 128 was the value area high. So we're going to probably see a retest of that. Okay. And we're going to see if that's respected and whether we turn that level, which was once a resistance, as you can see, resistance, 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 into a support. If we come down like this and, and then end up doing something like that. So we just have to sit on our hands and be patient. That's it. Okay, so I pretty much think that's covered everything that I want to say in this video. There's certainly no need to FOMO in, because everything's going to pull back. Everything's going to give you the opportunity. It's just a case of, knowing your levels and planning that in advance. Yeah, okay, I think that basically sums up the video. If you do have any questions, please leave them in the comments below the video, and I'll do my best to answer any questions you may have. And thank you for tuning in today.